Hey guys, I hope everybody is doing well out there. It's having a good summer. It's getting pretty hot here. This is Grim, and I'm just going to share the starter kit really quick. A little bit more Final Fantasy content coming. Just some little thoughts on some things on it. I picked this up a while ago. I just haven't had a chance to even look at it. My dog was diagnosed with cancer last week, so I've been trying to figure things out with that. But some pain meds are helping, and we'll still get some time with her. So, first off the bat, I've bought a couple of these decks. I've done like the Lord of the Rings, the Assassin's Creed. I've looked at before. It's a fun way, I think, to play Magic. It kind of makes me miss the 60 card formats a lot. The packaging looks nice. It's a nice little silver. Obviously, we have the two heroes, or the two main characters that are leading their decks. I know one of these has like some codes on it, so I'll just make sure I hide my codes so I can use them on Arena, because it's hard to get anything on Arena. So first off, these come with little deck boxes. It'd be nice if these were like little shells, kind of like I have this old Upper Deck Grumpy Cat box that I use for Overpower, because it's a smaller deck. Obviously won't fit a commander, but it'd be nice if there's a little deck or something like there, because these are ultimately, they're not usable for anything. The art's nice, I mean, and the design looks nice. If these were actual like little boxes, they'd be pretty slick. Here we have our probably a little learn to play manual. It kind of explains what the cards are, what the different types are. If you're new to Magic, this is a great way to actually learn how to play. And they're doing some things here that I think are good. So yeah, we'll get on. We'll look at the decks. We have a Sephiroth Planet's Heir and a Cloud Planet's Champion. These two cards come in foil, which we can see here. They're curling. This is right out of the box. I live in a pretty dry climate. These might curl quite a bit more by the time I am done with them. Looks like we have our little codes. So I'll just make sure when I get to the last thing I hide my code. But yeah, we'll just take a look and see what's in here. I know that there are some exclusive cards in these packs. So I'll just give my code, and we'll just take a look. So this is the cards for the Cloud deck. So we have Cloudbound Moogle. We'll see it's not just Final Fantasy VI in here. So this one's from Final Fantasy XIV. I don't even know how to say that. Coral, but it's kind of like that cat. You see them in a lot of things. So here we have little artifacts. Let's go back and we'll just look at Cloud. For red and white and 3, double during your turn, as long as Cloud is equipped, he has double strike and indestructible. So he's just like, you just keep attacking. Equipment abilities you activate that target Cloud cost 2 less to activate. So that could be pretty relevant if you're trying to just move some things, equip them with different pieces of gear. And if you're new to Magic, this guy comes in, and you put a 1/1 counter on that creature, or on target creature. Here we have the Dwarven Castle Guard. When he dies, create a 1/1. There's a little bit of tokens and counters here. This spell costs 2 less to cast if target. So you have some removal. You have some more removal. This is based on your equipment and creature. So you have a bunch of equipment out. It just makes the spell a little stronger. White Arasite, which I really liked in Limited. It's a little bit of a mana rock, but it also can exile or a creature. Whew. I haven't been sleeping super good since my doggo's diagnosis, and my wife is out of town, so single dad this week. Not all the time. So these cards are the equipments, and they're really fun. When you play this, you get a token out, which is just a hero, and you equip it automatically. So you get a creature and this. A lot of these are kind of expensive. This one costs 3, but if you're going to equip this on a Cloud, you pay 1, since it costs 2 less. So there's a little bit of a synergy here, which is probably going to make him a little bit of a little powerhouse. Adalbert Steiner gets 1/1 for each equipment you control. So if you're new to Magic, you play this guy out, and then you play this guy. You play him turn 1, play this turn 2. Then turn 2, he's a 3/2 attacker with lifelink. So I think he's a good little card for equipment decks. And so here we have some more equipment. A Dragoon Lance. So this will give you flying on your turn. It's pretty expensive. That's the one thing I've noticed with these cards is the for this kind of equipment card is to equip them on other creatures. It's usually fairly expensive. So this one would cost 4 for anybody else, but for Cloud it's 2. Whenever one or more other creatures or artifacts you control die, draw a card. So there's a little bit of a card draw. Rosa, I think this one is unique to the to this deck. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control if it gains lifelink until end of turn. So she's just going to slowly build up your board. Here's a Beatrix from Final Fantasy IX. Vigilance, so she can attack without tapping. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of equipment you control to the target creature you control. So this is just put it all on one creature, and you can just go hit really hard with one guy. So you put flying on, something gives flying like the Dragoon Lance. All of a sudden, Cloud is going to be pretty hard to deal with. When you attack, target creature gains menace. So there's a lot of synergy here. We have more of these equipment creatures or when they come in. I don't know if they have a name that people are calling them. We have Suplex. This is the first card I got in my packs. So suplexing that train in Final Fantasy VI. We have Freya. She actually is a little bit of a mana ability, which you don't see in red very often, which is cool. Add 1 red, spend this mana to cast an equipment spell or activate an ability for equipment. So we have some more of those equipment artifacts. Barrett, when he attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipped creatures you control. So it takes it could be brutal, but it's going to take a bit of a payoff. Here we have a Lightning. This one I believe is also from this deck. Menace. This creature can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Whenever Lightning deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as you control Lightning. So a good way to... It's not card draw, but it can give you some more things to do. We have... I think that's Sid. I've started 16. And Judgment Bolt. He deals 5 damage to target creature and X damage to that creature's controller, where X is the number of equipments you control. So this is a deck where this could eventually become pretty strong. It's also, I think these later numbers, the 559s and things, are only in the deck. We have Ultima Weapon. It's a big dumb sword. It's 7 mana. When it attacks, destroy target creature and opponent control. So that's pretty cool ability. This can be really good in the Cloud deck, like if you're getting extra turns off of the Tifa commander. Then equipped creature gets 7+7, costs 7 to equip. So very much a Final Fantasy VII reference. We have Ramonastre from 12. I was getting that mixed up with the city from 9 for a second. This is a red-white. If you're new to Magic, it's usually better to have a land that comes in untapped, but this does let you... so if you play this, it comes in tapped, so you can't pay it for the first turn, but it's something that could be helpful for if you're not drawing the right things. I usually don't like to have that many in a deck, so there's going to be better lands out there, or they're going to become untapped and do something, like the Survey lands from Murders at Karlov Manor, or even a Temple where you gain a life and you get a Scrya card. So then we have some lands. These full arts from Final Fantasy are great. I'm loving this. This seems like at the very end we have 2 hero tokens. I think maybe they should have given us a few more. Maybe even 1 for each equipment. 5 tokens, it's not a big deal. So a little information on how to play. So this is pretty cool. I do wish they had come with maybe a non-foil version of this as well. That way you can kind of play it, because you can see just putting the cards here, we know which card is the foil. If I hide this in the middle, you know which card is the foil. You can see it. And right now the curling is not that bad, but I can see right there we're going to get Cloud. But with the arena codes, this is a great way. You hop in, you can play it on your phone, on your computer, and it's a good way to just learn how to actually play the deck. I think I might even sleeve these ones up because I just love Final Fantasy, and I might have my brother-in-law or play with somebody who hasn't really played before. So that deck looks pretty solid for a little, pre-constructed thing. It's, not gonna win you a tournament or anything like that, but there's a lot of stuff here. The cards are fun. The art's really cool. Also, it does look like these are probably almost part of a panorama, so it almost would have been cool if these were just extended arts as well. Like, make these super special. Like, give people a reason to really want these and make them just feel cool. But the art's great. It's cool seeing these characters painted and not just in like anime styles and things like that, which is also cool. I'm happy to have the art variety in Magic, but it's cool seeing these painted by talented artists. So here we have Sahagin. When you cast a non-creature spell. Let's go back. Let's look at Sephiroth, see what they're trying to do. Vigilance. Attacking doesn't cause him to tap. I like that they're not just having the keyboard on here, since this is like a new player experience, which is pretty cool. When he enters, creatures your opponents control get -2/-2 until end of turn. So he enters, and you have a, this guy comes in, and he's a 3/2. Well, I guess he'd be a 3/3, but some of the other ones are going to be 1/1s or 2/2s. It's going to kill them. You kill a bunch of things at the same time if they're small, which is kind of nice. When a creature an opponent controls dies, put a 1/1 counter on Sephiroth. So this is something that maybe if you wanted to, you could even turn it into a commander deck if you're wanting to do that. The only problem with, you can't just straight do that because you can only have one of this in a commander deck. So you'd have to find some other cards and get up to 100. Maybe I'll mess around with that and see if there's a way to make this serviceable and maybe cheaper just with Final Fantasy cards. I'll take a look and do that later. But here we have some more of those creature. Create a 3/3 robot. This is a sorcery. It doesn't do what the artifacts, the artifact equipments do here. Then you get 2/1/1 counter. So I'm not quite sure what the deck is doing. I have some card draw. Create a token. So it's just doing some basic blue things. This one's from the deck, exclusive Ultimecia. When it enters, tap all creatures and opponent control. So I mean, that could be pretty good. You have, you get guys out, and you tap the board and you just attack with a bunch of things. So 60 card formats have 20 health, and so that could matter. When this creature enters, mill 3 cards and gain a life. I don't think I'm seeing destroy target creature. I'm not seeing a lot of reasons why you want to do that yet. Whenever you cast another creature spell, you pay 1. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. I guess you mean if this is the card you're discarding, you bring it back, and it's not so bad. This is a fun little reference. Target creature gets -9999 until end of turn. Return target creature from the battlefield. Okay, so there is a little bit of a graveyard, so some graveyard shenanigans here. We have Seymour Flux, so another card which is part of the deck. Can't really see him back there. You have to kind of really zoom in there, but there's Seymour from Final Fantasy X. I was like, where is he? Just kind of looking at the cards and trying to make sure people can even read them. We have a little harpy character. Oh, this is from Final Fantasy 16. I just did this fight the other day. I forget her name, but the voice actress, she just hams it up. She's very fun. Zandy Dark Mage, Final Fantasy 3. I haven't played that since the PlayStation era, so this is I'm starting to go back and play these old games, which is fun. Which I have not touched in years. So, anyways, a little bit of a graveyard theme. I think what I'm going to do, another those tap lands here. So, obviously there's good ones you can upgrade, but this is a fun way to. I will use this code before I post. So we'll just say this code is used, but but there is ways I think you can upgrade this deck. Have these beautiful lands from Final Fantasy, and a couple, just 2 tokens. Oh, and they do flip, so you can do some copying there. So overall, this product is pretty cool. It's a great way to start. I was able to get it for $20. I don't know if I'd want to pay a lot more than that, even though I think that Ultimate Weapon, last I looked, it was going for like $8. I'm sure it's come down, but these should be starter things. So if you can get this for 20, maybe $25, it could be a lot of fun to just dip your toe in. You can go in, you can get your code, which I've used, and you can learn how to play the game on Arena. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like any of my content, give it a vote up, subscribe. If you hate it, give me a down vote. Hope you guys are having a great summer so far, and I will be back soon.